Welcome. It's a late night talk. My name is Kofi Bartels, and we're back on the program tonight. It's been a wonderful, wonderful day for me, a fantastic weekend for me, and I hope it has been for you as well. Late night talk comes away every single weeknight, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, from 9:30 p.m. All the way to 10:30 p.m. I must apologize. We're about 15 minutes behind time today. We had to get cameras working right. My name is Kofi Bartels, and today on the program, we have one of the people who is tasked with the responsibility of making sure that Rivers State stays at the forefront as far as the states in Nigeria are concerned. And, of course, doing a great work to support and the policies of the Rivers State government, talking about the government of Wike. I'm referring to the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communications in Rivers State, Mr. Paulinus Nsirim, who joins us live on the line today. Mr. Nsirim, good evening to you.
Good evening, Kofi.
Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you. It's nice talking with you.
All right. You're live online, and we have your picture showing on the screen right now. So people are watching me all over the world, and I want to thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you, Kofi.
Okay. Let's start with one issue that has reared its head as far as Rivers State is concerned. But before we get there, the matter of the moment for Rivers people happens to be not just Rivers people, but also Nigerians in the world at large happens to be COVID-19. What is your assessment of the performance of Rivers State, and also the response of the people in Rivers State, both indigents and non-indigents, as far as the fight against COVID-19 is concerned?
Thank you very much. I won't write an exam and score myself, but then it's important to put the record straight. We are privileged in Rivers State to have a visionary leader, and the person of His Excellency Wike, our governor. He didn't wait for an index case to be recorded here before he set up the treatment center, trained the surveillance officers, equipped the treatment center, set up an interministerial committee on public enlightenment, to go and sensitize the people. That committee that I chair had to engage the major stakeholder groups. We met with the CDCs, the head teachers, principals, traditional rulers, religious groups, national road transport workers, market women, the military, the paramilitary, the police, the Association of Local Government Chairmen, and even the international oil companies. Having done that, before we had in this case, we were quite convinced that a greater percentage of the people living and doing business in River State were quite sensitized about the coronavirus. Now, beyond that, His Excellency has been scoring a lot of firsts. He is the first person to sign executive orders that led to border closure. He is the first to close down markets and schools. He is the first to chair a monitoring committee. He is the first to set up a palliative committee. He is the first to set up a food purchasing committee to buy up food stuff from farmers and fisher folks in the state with the sum of 2 billion that has been set aside for it. So the palliative committee is always fed with this food stuff and all this that have been given out to people as palliatives. And generally, every time strategies are being reviewed, sometimes there are some parts of the city are placed on lockdown to ensure that things are moving well. He's also the first to set up local government COVID task forces. He's the first to also set up local government border committees that are working in liaison with security agencies at the various border posts of the state. So with this kind of strategies in place, we have seen that the fight against coronavirus in the state is going in the right direction.
Okay. So what is your assessment? Having said that, of the people and their performance, the people of River State.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I can say that the response and support has been wonderful. The state has enjoyed a lot of goodwill from companies and individuals who are supporting the fight. And then for the residents too, they've been obeying the advisories that have been put in place, the executive orders. Well, they don't rule out the possibility of a few people not trying to obey the advisories. But generally speaking, I can say clearly that the people of River State are cooperating with the River State government to ensure that we don't enter community transmission of this virus.
Interesting. Initially, we had some issues regarding the curfews instituted by the government in some parts of River State. Are we going to be seeing anything like that in the future? And what would you say about the current state of response by the people when such curfews are instituted?
I can't comment on what the state will do as concerns curfew in the future. But what I can say is that the governor of the state is a compassionate leader. He's been emphasizing, reiterating that this is a season for sacrifice because what we are facing is more than conventional warfare. Okay. And that all hands need to be on deck. People need to take personal responsibility. So I think that message is going down the grassroots very well. And our people are fully in support of what is going on.
Okay, interesting. If you're watching or listening tonight on Facebook and on YouTube, I'd like you to call, or rather to send your messages, drop your comments in the comment section, and have your say right here on Late Night Talk. My name is Kofi Bartels, and my guest tonight is the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communications in River State, Mr. Paulinus Nsirim. We're looking at the fight against COVID-19 in River State and some matters arising. Mr. Nsirim, there have been allegations, by the owner of Prodest Hotels Limited regarding the welfare of the manager of that hotel. I won't go into details as far as the history of Prodest Hotel is concerned. I'm sure a lot of those listening already know that that hotel was demolished by the River State government, having flouted the executive order of the River State government. My guess is you've read that statement. What should Rivers people make of what the owner of Prodest Hotel said in the allegations?
Yeah, I think we need to put all the issues in proper perspective. An executive order was issued by the River State government banning the operation of hotels. This particular hotel was hosting parties regularly, and when the local task force on COVID-19 went to implement the executive order, the task force members were brutalized up to the point that one of them died now. And the River State government now demolished the hotel. Well, as part of implementing that executive order, the manager of that hotel was arrested because he flouted the executive order. He's been charged to court and convicted. And part of what the court said before, he will pay the fine. He has to be quarantined and tested for COVID. Mm-hmm. Now, the result of the test has come out. He has tested positive. Okay. The owner of the hotel, whatever allegation he's making, the River State government is not the one that calibrated the machine that is testing people for COVID. The relevant protocols have been properly established. It's not the only one. At the last result we got from NCDC, there were 27 of them in that batch out of hundreds of samples that were sent. So people need to understand that what we are doing here is not to play politics. The government under the leadership of His Excellency is quite forthright, quite transparent, and whatever has happened concerning the manager of Prodest Hotel is what the result of the sample they took from him showed. And of course, that shows to vindicate the state government. If that place was allowed to be operating clandestinely, you can imagine how many more people living and doing business that would have been infected. Of course, according to those the protocol, all those who had contact with that manager, they will do contact tracing to ensure that they don't form a lot of hazard to the rest of us.
Okay, so sir, having said that, he is contacted COVID-19. Should people assume that the manager was right? Because he said that based on intelligence reports reaching him, this was before your statement came out, that there was a sinister, he claimed that there was a sinister ploy to infect.
Let me just help you there.
Oh, please.
When he knew that the sample of his manager was taken, he wanted to preempt the result. And so he started crying wolf. So those kind of things do not stop a government to do what is right. That strategy failed because this is not a government that will be intimidated or witch-hunted or made, to be untwisted. The right thing has to be done. So in the bid to preempt, he started crying foul when there was no need for it. He should have waited. If he didn't have any sinister motive, he should have waited for the result to come out. And that same man in the statement he has issued is asking for a state of emergency. So you can now begin to imagine that those who are beating the drums for him, this thing, is it just what is happening in River State or is beyond what we are seeing? How can a man be fighting for his manager and in another breath asking for state of emergency?
Okay.
And that's the people, what we want right-thinking people to begin to interrogate.
Interesting. If you're just joining us, it's Late Night Talk. My name is Kofi Bartels. With us as guest on the program tonight is the Honorable Commissioner for Information in River State, Mr. Paulinus Nsirim, and he is here to answer your questions as regards to the fight against COVID-19. The ones that he can answer as a non-medical person would allow you pose those questions to him. You can drop your comments in the comment section if you're watching live on YouTube from anywhere in the world. Feel free to do that. River State is one of the most important states in Nigeria, as Nigeria's capital of oil and gas, one of the major contributors to the nation's wealth. One of the most cosmopolitan cities in Nigeria is Port Harcourt. So I'm sure as other parts of the world are looking at Nigeria, they're looking at Lagos, they're looking at Abuja, and they're also looking at Port Harcourt or River State in general. And it's important that we talk about these matters. So please drop your questions tonight, and I would like to pose your questions to the Honorable Commissioner. So, sir, you're saying that the owner of Prodest Hotels is trying to preempt something, and you also mentioned being political. What do you think his game was? You talked about the fact that he's made some unfounded allegations, as you said, and also calling for a state of emergency. You're saying people should question that. So, sir, what do you think his game? What is his aim? In saying all these things?
He will explain to Nigerians very soon. He will explain to Nigerians very soon because that's a very serious security matter. He will soon explain to Nigerians why he's asking for state of emergency.
Okay, but saying that you said he's preempting some things. Is there a political twist to this as far as you're concerned?
Take that again, please.
Are you assuming that there is a political twist to this?
No, he will soon explain.
Okay.
I don't want to preempt anything, but what I'm saying that rational human beings, those who are well-meaning, should begin to interrogate the kind of statement that is coming from somebody you think is a true Rivers person.
Are you planning, when you say he will explain it, are you going to be taking him to court? Will the state government take the owner of Prodest Hotels to court? Will he have to go and answer and defend those allegations or those statements?
No, take that again.
Would the state government be filing legal action against him?
I'm not competent to comment on that.
Okay, all right, sir. Okay, so let's just get back to one or two of the things that were said. He has said that his manager was poisoned. Is it possible that someone like that will be given the coronavirus? You're not a medical person, but just to respect to that.
I won't comment on that. Those kind of things are laughable. Even you talk to a 5-year-old child on that kind of matter, I will say, uncle, how do you think this can be possible? So these are childish sentiments that come up in a state like this, and you begin to wonder those people who carry out this kind of childish sentiments if they are true Rivers people. This is the only state that this kind of sentiment will always come up. The other day in Kaduna State, an army general was arrested for flouting the executive order. An imam was arrested for flouting if it happens in River State here, the whole place will be set on fire. He is not the only one that has been tested. Hundreds of people have been tested. And now he is the one that is saying that he was infected. It's laughable. It's laughable.
Okay. Thank you very much. So if you're just joining us tonight, we still have the Urban Commissioner for Information, River State, Mr. Paulinus Nsirim, who is answering your questions. And please feel free to drop your questions, in the comment section if you're watching us live online. And if you're listening as well, maybe you have a chance to call in later. But it's late night talk, and of course, COVID-19 in the fight against the coronavirus. The River State is a look at take for today. Mr. Nsirim, the the Elekahia stadium, Yakubu Gowon Stadium at Elekahia, was set aside by the state government to serve as an isolation center for people who were suspected or known to have, the coronavirus, maybe tested positive and all that. And in recent times, it's also become a detention facility for people who are caught flouting the executive order in one way or another. And this has given rise to some voices. People are saying, some people are questioning why persons who are not known to be coronavirus positive should be taken to the Lakaya Sports Stadium, Yakubu Gowon Sports Stadium, where you have health workers who are attending to COVID-19 patients. And this hotel owner has jumped on this as well. And he says the illegal detention facility is in Elekaya Stadium. Port Harcourt is calling it an illegal detention facility. I know he's talking about it from point of view of holding his manager. But generally speaking, what would you say to those who have some concerns about the detention of those who flout the executive order at the Yakubu Gowon Stadium at Kahia, which is the COVID-19 isolation center?
I don't know about detention center. The Lakaya Stadium is an isolation center, and that's the purpose that it is serving.
Okay, so for those who are concerned about the fact that people who flout the executive order are taken there, maybe the concern is that people who are taken there might be exposed to the coronavirus. What do you?
I don't know if you have been there. The relevant protocols are followed. You cannot lump people together. That place is an isolation center, and the relevant protocol for isolation, as approved by the World Health Organization and the NCDC, is what is being followed.
So sir, so for those who are taken there and are not COVID-19 positive, but maybe they were walking on the road or moving around without proper clearance and permits. How are things done in a way that they are not exposed to the coronavirus?
That's what I just answered you, that as an isolation center, that there are relevant protocols that are followed.
Okay. So, sir, do you think it's right for people who are not COVID-19 positive to be taken to an isolation center where people who are COVID-19 positive are being tested?
How do you know that the people who are sent there are not COVID positive, 19 positive?
I wouldn't know, but they are not.
So you need to have the facts, because until you have gone there, you see, hearsay does not hold water in journalism. That's why we say that facts are sacred. It's a dictum. So you need to be sure of the facts. Don't just believe what people are saying on the street. If I were you as a journalist, I will go personally and investigate. That's what is called investigative journalism, and that's what is lacking. When we were active practice, those are the kind of things we do. We bring out the facts bare.
Okay, so
it's not just
all right,
sweet talk.
So, Honorable Commissioner, now you've talked about facts. I would go to facts. Dr. Ochuko, Dr. Awebo Ochuko Otoide is a medical doctor based in Port Harcourt. She was picked up on the street at Ohiamini Psychiatric Road. I'm sure you heard that story. By Air Force officers, assaulted, and when she was going home from work, she presented her ID card and she was slapped by an Air Force officer, and the enemy is handling the case with the Air Force. She was dragged into a bus and taken against her will to the stadium and the isolation center, where she was detained for some time. And when the information got to the Honorable Attorney General of Rivers State through the enemy, she was released. She wasn't tested for COVID-19. She wasn't positive, and I can say so. And she also said that a lot of people were brought there who are not COVID-19 positive. They were brought there not because they're suspected, not because they're having signs or symptoms, not because they were even running a high temperature, but because they flouted the executive order. And therefore, that is a factor. People are being taken there because
I'll
so,
take
sir,
you back to what
so yeah,
I'll take you back to what I said earlier. You need to go there. For the mere fact that somebody was taken to the stadium does not mean that the person is mixed up with those who are to be isolated because they are suspected to have the symptom.
okay,
There are relevant protocols. You cannot mix people up like that. And I said, as far as I know, the relevant protocols are being followed.
okay. So you're saying that the area where the people who are arrested are kept is separate from the area where the people.
You cannot. How can you go and mix people up? It's just like you go to a hospital. For those who have orthopedic cases, you can't put them in general medicine ward. It doesn't follow.
Okay. Okay.
So that's why I said people need to investigate and know what they are saying.
Okay. Okay. All right. So for those of you who've been asking this question, you've heard me. I've posted to the Honorable Commissioner, and what he said, you just heard him, is that people who are taken there, those who are arrested for flouting the executive order, are kept in a separate area. And what he's just said is that relevant protocols are put in place to ensure that there is no issue or no crossing of paths between those who are dealing with the patients and then those who are arrested. Thank you for that, Honorable Commissioner. Another thing that has come up is regarding the positive test of this manager of Prodest Hotels.
The what?
The positive test of this manager of Prodest Hotels. Some people have said that so far the health status of all those involved in COVID-19 has been the privacy has been respected. And we don't get names. Even the Italian who was the index case in Nigeria, a lot of Nigerians were asking for his name, but government was not forthcoming with the name. And those who understood that said, when it comes to health issues, privacy is and confidentiality is maintained. Some have asked, because I'm part of many groups and I see what people say online, and when your statement was posted on behalf of the state government, that why was the name of the manager of Prodest Hotel announced as having COVID-19?
People should ask the owner of the hotel, who has been circulating documents that his manager has been infected with COVID-19. People should ask him why he has been circulating his manager's name. You see, people don't like putting things in proper perspective. He's been circulating the document all over the place that his manager has been infected. It's not the state government that did it. So it was important to tell the world, yes, you are crying wolf. When there was none yet, but this is the result of that man. He had been carrying his name up, and he was the first to advertise his manager.
Okay. So, our Commissioner, another question that has come up is, people are asking at what point did he contact, the coronavirus? I mean, I don't expect you to know exactly when, but someone pointed out that
I'm happy you don't expect me to know.
But you probably have something to say about it. Someone pointed out that
I wouldn't know because I'm not among those in the emergency operations center. I'm not among those in the response.
Okay.
Those who took his sample, they should know the exact date they took his sample and the day the results was released.
So someone pointed out that the day the announcement came out, from the day he was arrested to the day the announcement came out, was exactly 14 days, and that if it took 14 days, in detention, that it might mean or insinuate or indicate that he must have contacted the coronavirus. I'm not saying that's the case, but he may have contacted it whilst being handled by the task force and the state government and whoever, police or whoever. So what do you say to that?
You need to find out the day that his sample was taken before you can make that conjecture.
Okay, okay. Do you have an idea of that when his sample was taken?
No, I've told you now. You don't ask me if I have an idea.
No, I'm asking you, sir.
No, you have asked me before, and I told you I'm not among those who are in
Okay,
the
okay,
response.
okay. So you don't have an idea when the sample was taken?
Kofi asked me another question.
All right, sir. All right, sir. Thank you very much. We have some interesting comments coming through here, and I will read this one. Let's see who is sending this in. Okay, this is by Darius in terms of Felix. Darius, good evening to you. Darius is trying to find out about fumigation of, Port Harcourt by the state government. Is there anything like that, in the works, Mr. Commissioner?
Yeah, yes, I can say that something like that will soon take place.
Okay.
The environment commissioner is working out the modalities.
Okay, interesting. So, do you have further information? I mean, would people be required to be at home?
I don't know
Areas?
already. I spoke with I met with him, the environment commissioner. They are training the personnel
Okay.
that will carry out that fumigation.
Okay.
So it may be after the training, they'll properly announce timetable and maybe the protocol and advisories that people will need to adhere to during the process.
Interesting. All right, sir. Regarding this fumigation of a thing and the testing, what is the situation of things? I know you're not in the medical field, but you are part of the team, the task force or the team that has been set up to push out information about coronavirus. If you might have an answer for us, that would be great. If you don't, we would understand. What is the situation as regards testing in River State and the test center here? Do you have an idea? Is it up and running for those who do not know? And how are they going about things?
No, take that again, please.
What's the state of things as regards testing in River State?
You can see now with the result that we're getting. Now they can send hundreds of samples compared to before when they had to travel to Irua or to Abakaliki. Now everything is in Port Harcourt here, so testing is going on more than they were doing before when they had to travel to take the samples.
Okay. Would you say that's responsible for the increasing number of positive cases?
Yeah, it's just like in Lagos. People don't understand that it's because testing is going on very well. That's why you see those number of cases. Of course, you don't rule out the possibility of people who are still in denial. There are people who still say that it's a white man's disease, that it doesn't exist. So, but if you don't test them, how do you know? So testing is part of what is bringing out the number.
Okay. Interesting. If you're just joining us, the Honorable Commissioner for Information, River State is our guest tonight on Late Night Talk. He has said that fumigation of Port Harcourt will commence in the not too distant future. He said the River State Ministry of Environment is working on modalities for that. He said that personnel are being trained, which is a good development. So in not too distant future, you will be seeing people coming around the area, fumigating and cleaning the place. Mr. Commissioner, talking about
Yes.
fumigation, some people have expressed concern that the lockdown declared in Port Harcourt and Obiakpo local government areas was just a lockdown without any house-to-house testing or cordoning off of areas that are known to be having a high rate of the coronavirus. For instance, someone said that there was a high there were high incidences coming from the Okrika area, which is just an example. During a lockdown in other parts of the world, what we see is that whilst the people are at home, they use that as a period to maybe cordon off an area which is having high cases to try and do a lot of testing, going from door to door and all that. So why is it that in Rivers State we had just a lockdown and that was it? Do you think that that was the best that could be done?
Kofi, you won't be in a position to say that because, like I told you, hundreds of samples are being sent to the molecular laboratory on a daily basis now. How did they get them? So you see, people just stay and bandy information that they don't have a handle on. I can tell you that testing has increased because of the lockdown.
Mm.
It's not everything that people come to the media to shout about.
Okay, so you're saying during the lockdown we had an increased testing from was it
Yeah.
were areas selected based on the number of cases coming from those areas,
The,
or
the, the,
was
the,
contact
health
tracing?
ministry, the health ministry will be in a better position to say that. And Kofi, 15 minutes is past.
Sorry, Honorable Commissioner. Final few questions, sir. Final few questions. Are we going to see a return to the lockdown as expected, or should we,
I'm not competent to comment on that.
Okay, okay. The NGO known as SERAP has sued the governor of Rivers State and the federal government of Nigeria over actions taken, under the executive orders for COVID-19. What's the response of the government to that?
Well, if it's a matter that is in court, I won't comment on it because it will be sub judice.
Okay, so the case has not yet started. But for those who say the lockdown is illegal and it's not subject, it's not been domesticated in Rivers State, and for any law to be effective in Rivers State, a federal law, it must be domesticated by the State House of Assembly. What do you
It
say?
must be what?
Domesticated. It must be enacted in Rivers State. What do you say to that, sir?
Law enacted in Rivers State, I don't understand that.
Okay, so some lawyers have said that this executive order by the governor of Rivers State, based on the Quarantine Act, was not passed by the State House of Assembly. In other words, the Quarantine Act was not domesticated in Rivers State. For instance, if
you don't need to domesticate. I'm not a lawyer. I don't want to go into the legalese of that matter. The governor drew his powers from the Quarantine Act. And anybody who feels that he doesn't have the legal or the local standing to issue executive order should challenge it in court.
Okay. All right. We have a couple of comments which I'll read before I allow you go, sir. Okay, Darius, in terms of Felix, you're asking about the fumigation. Well, you have your answer there. And not to distant future, the state government will be fumigating parts of Obiakpo and Faga, which is a good one. Emeka Ubani says, what is our fate about the lockdown tomorrow? Well, the lockdown is resuming. The other commissioner says, if there's any other information right now, he can't say. But for now, let's just take it that it's resuming. Michael Monday says, can the River State government help us by naming the other persons who tested positive for COVID-19, since they're now NCDC to have announced the manager of Prodest Hotel as a possible carrier outside the medical ethics? It says, I smell rotten egg somewhere in this press release, a witch hunting mission to justify the reason why the hotel was demolished. I wouldn't read the rest of this message, but sir, your response to this, please.
So which one now?
To this,
about the list of people.
Yes. To what this last?
We just helped the manager, the owner of the hotel, to continue with the advertisement of his manager.
Okay. Another one here says. Okay, I think I read this one already. Someone is still saying, sir, some people have expressed also concern about the fact that, His Excellency the Governor, is doing the good work regarding COVID-19, trying to ensure that people don't come into River State, also ensure that people are protected, and people really appreciate this, especially the, locking of the borders and all that. But they were hoping that the Governor of River State would say some things regarding the lady who was killed, when the state task force went out to enforce a lockdown and ban on trading in Eneka, and a policewoman from a local government area, was gunned down. The state government hasn't made a single statement about that, and some are concerned that when things like this happen, the government of the day doesn't, say anything about it. And then they now pointed to that when His Excellency the Governor said that as a ploy to or declare a state of emergency or something, I don't know. And people say, well, you want us to come and fight for you, but you're not saying anything about this woman who died. Because they feel that since it was during, she was killed while the state task force was operating, that the government should say something about it, at least to say sorry to the family or to condemn, the act or commiserate with something. And
Kofi, you know that that is a police matter. A policeman killed a policewoman, and the police are investigating the matter, and we need to allow the police do their work. It's not something you just dabble into to make statements.
Okay.
And to Kofi, your time is up.
All right, sir. Sir, before you go, please permit me to read, just to give out. We have just one or two, and I'll be done. Will the other persons who were COVID-19 positive be named? Someone is asking that question here.
We have answered that one now. Kofi, you are breaching our agreement. Next time you call me, I won't answer.
Sorry, sir. Please. I'm begging you. I'm just doing this for the people who really, really want to hear from you, and they totally appreciate your coming on. I appreciate it as well. Okay, all right. So I think that's the last. Before you go, I think there's something I also asked you as well. But okay. So someone says, please throw more light on the rising case of coronavirus in River State University Teaching Hospital, especially with the allegations that director of finance, in River State was brought in, and then he tested positive for COVID-19, and he was kept in a female ward, and those who were there have been affected. A pregnant woman was operated on, and then the thing spread. Is there any information you have that you can give to the people out there?
I will tell the person to please direct that question to the chief medical director of the teaching hospital. Okay. What we are hearing is what we are seeing on social media.
Okay.
So that question should be directed to him.
Okay. It seems Darius is quite happy about the fumigation news. I don't know if it's been broken already on other online platforms, but he's asking. He heard that the fumigation is between the two local government areas here in Port Harcourt. He's asking what happens to other local government areas. How did
he know? I'm not aware of the local governments to be covered. Okay. The Commissioner for Environment will make that known when they are ready.
Okay, all right. Gideon Pio says we commend the efforts of the River State government.
Kofi.
So this is a commendation for you. Gideon says we commend the efforts of the River State government and all those working with the government round the clock in both local government areas and in the state at large. So this is a proposal and all that. Okay, thank you very much, Gideon. I think that's all we have so far. Okay, so before you go, is there any because you've had at least one or two state executive council meetings. The last one we didn't get any memo or any communique or any press statement. I don't know why that was. What is the economic post-COVID plan of the River State government?
Because I'm not competent to comment on that.
Okay, sir. But is there something in the offing, sir? Someone is asking here.
I'm not competent to comment on that. Right. If there is an economic blueprint or plan, the person who will make that known is the governor of the state.
Okay, all right, sir. So please, before we go, how can the people of River State, those watching, and those who are listening, what can they do to ensure that they support successfully this fight against COVID-19? I was very impressed. The first day the lockdown was eased, I went to town and I saw a lot of people wearing their face masks. We even recorded them, and they were complying. However, this last lockdown, I noticed that the level of compliance in wearing of the nose mask is lower than before. So, what would you say to those who are listening? How and what would you say so that they can get back on the same page with the state government?
Okay, thank you. Behavior change takes time, and that's why the International Committee on COVID-19 that's in charge of enlightenment, we're collaborating with the UNICEF to use outside broadcast vans to pass prevention message and the things, the advice that people need to do. We have started that. We have covered so many local government areas. It's an ongoing process. So we believe that with time, a lot of people will buy into the behavior change and then begin to take responsibility. Beyond that, we're also employing the use of town announcers who will use the various local languages to begin to also pass the message to the people. So we are looking at in a few weeks to come, those who are yet to buy into these advisories will also get the message.
All right, sir. For those who who are also in need of palliatives, I must say the River State government has done well in terms of distributing palliatives. Why I'm saying this is because I made some rounds personally to one or two charity homes, and while I was there, I saw that the entourage came around and they were distributing things. We've seen the pictures on social media in different parts of River State. Is the palliative program still on?
Kofi, next time you call me, I won't answer you.
Oh, sir.
You are disrupting my program for the night.
Sorry, last question.
And that's not fair.
So I apologize.
You told me I should give you 15 minutes of my time.
I apologize, sir. I apologize.
And look at what you are doing. That's not fair.
I apologize.
It's not fair.
I apologize.
It's not fair.
I apologize, sir, please. So that's the final note. We'll just leave it at that. Honorable Commissioner, thank you very much. Please, your message to the people before you go.
The palliative is going on well. It's gone through to the three local government areas. And very soon another round of the palliative will commence. So the message to Rivers people, support Governor Wike. It means well. He shares in the pain. He shares in the sacrifice everyone is making. His primary goal this period is to ensure that everyone living and doing business in Rivers State is safe. And so that will only also be actualized if everyone, of course, takes personal responsibility.
All right. Honorable Commissioner, thank you very much. I know you pick my call next time. Please, we're still friends.
Don't worry.
We're still friends. And I always
send me this thing on YouTube. Oh.
No problem. So you're my mentor. I look up to you, sir. Yeah, seriously. And I
Good night, Coach.
Have a wonderful night, sir. Have a wonderful night.
Good night.
Thank you very much. All right, so he's spoken very well. The Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communications in River State is Mr. Paulinus Nsirim, a well-grilled professional and a gentleman par excellence, has been our guest tonight. I want to thank him for his time. And for those of you who've been watching as well online, I want to thank you as well. Please keep your comments coming in. I'm trying to see if we can get... okay, we're still on. Okay, so let's allow him go. It's not easy. You have to manage your guests. Someone is saying apologize. Someone is saying some of the comments you guys sent, I couldn't read them out. I couldn't read them out. Anyway, if you want to talk to me, we have 11 minutes to go. Please call me right now. 080-620-99556 is the number to call. 080-620-99556. What do you think about what His Excellency, the Honorable Commissioner for Information, said? He is somebody I hold in high esteem. He knows how to do his job as a professional. Former president, or is it chairman, of the National Nigerian Institute of Public Relations in River State. And I really hold him in high esteem. And he's been able to answer the questions that he can. And the ones that he can't, he has not answered. I hope you understand. So please, call right now. My biggest takeaway from all this is that Port Harcourt and Obiakpo will be fumigated soon. maybe other local government areas as well. But of course, the River State Ministry of Environment is onto this. We'll get to them. I called the Honorable Commissioner for Health uh, tonight, and he quickly told me he doesn't talk to the pressman over the phone. I don't know whether he would like me to come to where he is because he's been moving around the isolation centers, and we are social distancing. We are living in a time where people are asked to stay at home. So our Commissioner for Health, I know you may not like talking to pressmen on the phone, but now, as a campaigner for social distancing, I expect that the Honorable Commissioner for Health would now begin to talk to pressmen on the phone. When we call them, like the Honorable Commissioner for Health has done. Otherwise, the stay at home that he's preaching, I'm sure he's preaching that, will be thwarted. So I'll put another call back to you, sir, Honorable Commissioner for Health, and hopefully you'll talk to me. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Okay, call right now, 080-620-99556. I'd like to hear from you. My name is Kofi Bartels. This is Late Night Talk. You've had the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communication, River State, Mr. Paulinus Nsirim. 080-620-99556. I've missed some messages, so I'm going to get to the top. Some of you have no chill. Some of you have no chill. Some of you are saying, no need for an interview. We don't want to even hear anybody from the state government to know that. Come on, people. 080-620-99556 is the number to call. Please call that right now. 080-620-99556. It will take a breather. I'd like to drink some water, and then we'll be back on the other side. Please stay with us. Don't touch it down. I'll be back shortly after this break. We're back. It's still Late Night Talk. My name is Kofi Bartels. I'll read your comments here. I'll read your comments. Vicky Thompson, good evening to you. Atiemie Lawson, good evening to you. Atiemie Lawson says no need. When I said I have the Commissioner for Information, there's a need, because he has the information we need. And bad as bad, even if he's not commenting a lot of things, maybe his hands are tied or he's not competent enough to talk about those things. He's talked about one or two things that has served as information for us. So, Ekusike Oyedikachi, good evening to you. Thank you for joining in today. My people. Efe Austin, good evening to you. Temidayo Emmanuel Olajide. Temidayo Emmanuel Olajide. Temidayo Emmanuel Olajide. You always around. You're as constant as the sun. Thank you very much for your time. Says, good evening, Kofi. There is no need bringing the commissioner to come and lie to Rivers people about the manager of one of the hotel. Thank you. Take it easy, my brother. I won't say he was lying or anything. He's answered our questions, and he's, the ones that he can answer, he's competent to talk about. He's spoken on those. I don't think he's done anything wrong. But hey, thank you. I understand where you're coming from, my brother. And your point is really appreciated. Thank you very much, my brother. Ephraim Emmanuel says, I'm listening. Vicky Thompson says, okay. Atiemi Lawson, good evening to you. Says, no need. I think I read this already. Joseph Ini, good evening to you. Ephraim Emmanuel, okay, I read already. Egberi Odiri Maxon says, telling him that Rivers people are still waiting for the waiver for water producers since he said water is not essential services. Oh, I didn't see your post your comment earlier. I would have asked him, but I'm suspecting that the Honorable Commissioner would have said that he's not competent to speak on that. Probably also because you have people who are entrusted with issuing of permits. But maybe I can ask him to inquire from whoever is entrusted with that. Mr. Maxim, we have to talk and find out for you because we need water. We need water. We need bread. Very important. And we need food. Izuchuku, I think I've read your message already. You said, why is your governor desperate to frustrate this young man to the point of labeling him a victim of COVID-19? Don't you think the world will start smelling foul play? And, okay, okay, foul play, I think that's where to stop. Okay, all right, thank you. Timothy Paulo Mojesu, good evening to you. Also a constant as well. He says, I'm watching you live from Barnawa, Kaduna. Thank you very much. Choma Emegara Aniwe, good evening to you. Moses Abuka, good evening to you. You're saying you cannot hear me. Are you sure you can't hear me? Because I can hear myself. I'm sure you can hear me. Let me see. You can hear me very well. I can hear myself as well. Okay. Thank you, Dio, my brother. Thank you. Moses. Okay. Now, Kofi, okay, or FI. Ephraim Emmanuel says I should increase my volume. Is the volume quite low? Oh, wow. Okay, we're going to take it up a bit. Now, wow. Okay. Is it better now? Is it better now? Let's take up the volume a little bit here. No, sir. No. Okay, I think it's better now. Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much. Emeka Bani says, good evening. Darius, in terms, I think I read your message already. Michael Monday says, can the River State government help us by naming the other persons who tested positive for COVID-19 since they now NCDC to have announced the manager of Prodest Hotel as a possible carrier outside the medical ethics? I smell rotten egg somewhere in this press release. Purely witch hunt, you say, to justify the reason why the hotel was demolished. He said, shameless government. I'm sorry I said it like this. The fight against COVID-19 in real estate has been politicized long ago about the governor. Okay, my brother, take it easy. Take it easy, okay? Take it easy and just calm down. Darius says, Kofi, not everybody that is taken to the isolation center is a carrier of the virus. For instance, the issue of the hotel manager that was taken there before declaring him a victim of the virus. Okay, all right, thank you very much. Someone says, please, will the lockdown still hold tomorrow? Is it tomorrow or Wednesday? It's tomorrow. Okay, I asked the commissioner if it's going to continue, and he says, but time don't fly, fast. So lockdown now tomorrow. It'll be small thing, no. When was it? Was the opening? Was it open? When was the easing declared? Thursday, Abi. Thursday, Friday, 5 days. When I count Thursday, when I count the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So it start Wednesday. Yes. So from Tuesday 8 p.m. Hey. No be small thing, no. I hope you guys have bought what you have to. Because tomorrow we have to rush to market. I have not. We've not cooked at home or anything. No. Now wow. Okay. So yeah, the commissioner said he can't comment on that. He's not the person to make that such a comment. So basically, if it will be extended, we'll hear it. That's the easing now. We'll hear from His Excellency the Governor, or the commissioner might put that info out if it's directed. But for now, there's no word on that from the government of the day. Dick Ajialamonia. I've seen your comment, my brother. Do we have a call coming through? When I know on call today, what's happening now? We're all tired. Okay. Darius, I think I've read your comment and asked Commissioner the question. Cho Modo, when did you come in? I'm just seeing your comment now. Says the job of managing information generally is not easy. It's even worse when managing a product or person that has become very controversial. However, okay, says the Honorable Commissioner for Info, it looks it's evasive and it's understandable. By the way, Kofi, can you muster the courage to visit the isolation center as charged by the Honorable Commissioner, or are you afraid that you might be bundled in and declared positive? Well, call me, let's talk. Why will I be bundled? Why should I be bundled? And no, I won't be bundled now. I can go as a pressman. I'll call the commissioner and say, okay, we want to go there and look at the place. Let's see. But I'm also mindful of where I go because I have an old man at home. So I'm also mindful of where I go to. But I can try. Since they say there's an area where the other people are kept. And I think there is because, of course, the doctor, Awebo Otoide, who spoke to us last week, she said that where they were kept was different from where the tent was, the isolation center. But the thing, is that it's still the same environment. It's the same compound. It's the stadium. And the idea that people are taken to the same isolation center, to many, is worrying. All right. Darius, your message was answered. Gideon Pi says the global. Okay. This one is your proposal. Please send it to the state government. You can address it to the governor through the honorable secretary to the government of the state. So what are you building? Mobile medical cabins. Oh, that's quite interesting. Festus Kingsley says, Kofi, please ask him why. Oh, I asked this one already. Why was the hotel manager's name mentioned, and why was the name of the dead task force member not mentioned? I think I asked him. He reminded me that I asked him for only 15 minutes. Okay. Stephen Schilling says, my concern is about the present shutdown and lockdown. I wish to know the essence of the lockdown. It's to stop COVID-19 from spreading in River State. Tella Benga says, lockdown is not the solution. We should learn from Cross River State. I'd like you to maybe check and tell me how many people have been tested in Cross River State. I'm not saying, I'm just asking. Maybe that can also help you make your mind up. Tani Young. Oh, he has a message here. It says the Honorable Commissioner has done well for clearing the air on some critical issues, but I would have loved to ask him what other strategy the state has, because it seems the purpose of the lockdown has been defeated. Okay. Eku Sikeo Indikachi says, I'm doing a great job. Thank you very much. Innocent says, my audio is kind of low. Okay. I hope it's better now, if you can hear me, because I can hear myself. My brother, let's just try this again. Okay, so I can hear myself. I'm watching the live stream as well, and I can hear myself. But thank you very much. We'll work on it. Okay? We'll work on it. Innocent. Okay, I've read your message. Jeremiah Likita. Good evening to you. Sonia Yenabe, thank you very much. Afam Patrick says, it seems the virus is only in River State. Everywhere. Okay. Everywhere is yes on Wiki. If APC in River State claims there is no virus in the state, let this virus hold them from their leader to the least. So with the PDP from the okay. All right. It says make we rest from APC and PDP in River State so that all of them will be in quarantine for 4 weeks. So you want coronavirus to hold APC and PDP people in River State. What if your brother is a member? My brother, please be careful what you wish for. Says look at Edo State. Opposition parties did never take Obasaki to radio or anywhere blaming him for the virus. Why is River State different? Which I don't understand though. Please. Okay. Solomon Okoro says we can't hear what you are saying. Are you sure? Well, but I could hear myself. I can hear myself still. Okay, so we'll work on it. Work on it. I apologize. I apologize, please. I apologize. But can you hear me now? Because I can hear I can see the indication. We'll work on it. Okay, we'll work on it. Solomon James Ebong says nothing that is hidden that will not come to light. Reason is that our government are just trying to work on our intelligence. Okay, but God will expose everything. All right. Okay. Julius Mba says, since when did they start mentioning names? Jeremiah Likita says, Kofi, good evening. I don't know why the River State has so much complaining about lockdown. Okay. Chomodo is back. Um, Kofi, since he says, since the Honorable Commissioner for Information is your mentor, please tell him to always answer questions. Oh, is anybody calling? Okay, tell him to always answer questions. He's always avoiding responding to important questions. Okay, I'll pass the info. Innocent, I have to mention your full name. I can do it. Innocent, a jiggy kemwewa nwokoru. Have I got it right? Says, oh, nwoke ohuru says, has the lockdown helped curb the virus so far? What other means can be effective in this fight? Have we consulted medical professionals to know the way out? How secure is our borders? The reason we're here now is carelessness with our borders. Hope the government is doing the needful. Julius Mba says, it is loud. I can hear it clearly. Oh, thank God. Stella Mani says, evening Kofi, please, who are the other 26 persons since we now mention names? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. And the commissioner says he's not part of the health team, so he doesn't know. But that's how much you can take on late night talk today. It's been one of those days. It's one of those days. But we'll continue. We'll keep doing this. Tomorrow, we have another guest on the program. My name is Kofi Bartels. I hope you've had a wonderful time. Thanks for supporting me. Please share this stream. Share this video. Share this post. If you're on YouTube, please share. Like this video if you're on YouTube. Subscribe to my page, my YouTube page, and hit the notification bell. And then share the post as well. If you're on Facebook, like this post, drop a comment, subscribe to my page. That's like and then follow. Like and follow. And then share the post. And also invite your friends to like my page. Thank you very much. My name is Kofi Bartels. God bless you and have a fantastic night.